You guys are about to get an onslaught of reviews, but we're starting off with Godzilla X Kong because I have a lot of catch-up to do. And so here we are, we're just going to start off with the Godzilla movie because I meant to review this weeks ago, but then I had to get a new camera, new SD card. Point is, a lot of stuff, but I'm back. And let's talk about a monster movie, because I really enjoyed Godzilla X Kong Divided by New Empire, or whatever the title really is. Point is, I've had an up and down relationship with this series of Godzilla movies. I really enjoy Godzilla 2014. I think that is a very fun and interesting, darker look into what Godzilla will look like in the real world. Granted, not as good as Minus One, but Minus One came years later, so that's beside the point. And then, I didn't really love King of the Monsters. Don't remember what I thought of Kong. It's been years since I've seen Skull Island, and I remember really liking Godzilla vs. Kong for at least bringing a self-aware nature to the whole series in general, and I thought that's what the franchise really needed, because I thought the movies previously were a little more self-serious than I am comfortable with for this series, because sometimes these movies can be very silly. And I think when this movie is very self-aware, and when the series is self-aware, it really works to its benefit, especially in these American movies. Not to say that Godzilla X Kong avoids those problems. As a matter of fact, I do think there are a lot of moments where it does run into those same issues, especially with its human characters. I don't think the human characters are super well developed here, and it continues that problem. I will say that there are less human characters in this one. It's a little more focused just on the Death Girl from the previous film, who is the more interesting one, so I do appreciate the movie for at least focusing on a more interesting human character. Although, it didn't really do much in making them more interesting, because a lot of the time, the humans are delegated to exposition in this movie. There is so much exposition when it comes to the humans. They're just there to explain what monsters are doing, which is really odd, because this movie has great visual storytelling when the humans aren't around. It's very odd, because it kind of creates some uneven pacing, because I think this movie has really great visual storytelling when it comes to Kong. However, with Godzilla, it seems like the humans are essentially there to explain what Godzilla's been doing off-screen most of the time, because this is definitely more of a Kong movie. But treating this review like I am, with negatives first and positives last, is kind of how the movie was. It was really great when it was doing the stuff I liked, but when it was doing the stuff I disliked, it was really annoying. Now let's get into the positives of that, though. I will say the visual storytelling of this movie is a lot better, and it's a really good step up from the previous one. I really love the fact that in this movie, we spend so much time with Kong, and we go to Hollow Earth with him, and what's great about this is that Kong is kind of eyes for the audience into Hollow Earth, and the movie spends a lot of time where we just have to watch Kong and take actions, and we understand what he thinks, what his motivations are, and how he operates just through following him through his adventures in Hollow Earth. And there's no humans around, and it's really interesting because it proves that these movies can be really great visual storytellers and be action-driven films that still tell a lot without needing dialogue, because there are so many great moments involving Kong and a smaller Kong, beyond just him using the smaller Kong as nunchucks, but just in character, we do get a lot of fun exploration with him getting to know this little tinier Kong, and I appreciate the fact that this film was able to show visual storytelling and really have us understand where creatures are coming from without having to have it explained to us, which makes it all the more frustrating when the movie feels like it needs to explain everything Godzilla's doing, or when what the villain is doing in general, when the movie proves that it has great visual storytelling at its disposal as well. Because Kong is the main character in this movie, and honestly, he was the one I was rooting for the whole time, because I really wanted him to come out on top. I really like that this movie has a lot of fun with its jokes too, like when the creatures are fighting each other. There's one great joke involving Godzilla and Kong, and there's like a misunderstanding between the two, and Godzilla thinks he has to fight Kong, and it's just a really funny joke, and the way it visually shows that is really clever, and I thought it added a lot of levity to the movie, and it added this sense of fun to where me and my friends were cracking up in the theater. Overall, I think Kong times Godzilla Divided by New Empire is a great time at the theater. I don't think it's perfect. I think there's some very uneven pacing. I think the human characters are really slow and boring at times, and we do spend a lot of time with them, but when we're not spending time with them, when we're focused on the creatures, the movie is at its best, and it is really enjoyable in that, and I will say the creature elements of this movie do eclipse the more negative aspects I had in this, so I walked out of this movie ultimately having fun with it overall, because it left me with that flavor of self-aware, know what you are, monsters fighting, back and forth, a lot of fun with that, and I think that's where this movie really kept it in the pocket, and when it does do that, that is when it's at its best. I like seeing these monsters fight, and I think it's really done in a well-done way, where we can all enjoy that, and I just hope you guys enjoy it too. What did you guys think of Godzilla X Kong Divided by New Empire? Did you enjoy it as much as I did, or did you like it as much? Is it an upgrade? Is it a downgrade? What do you think? And thank you for watching so much Scatterbrain Reviews. I'll see you next time. Got another review coming up soon. We got Monkey Man next, so I'll see you there. Thank you.